a moment, please mute yourselves if you can. There we go. I just muted everyone instantly. So this morning, I welcome you to our webinar. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us and review this amazing tool that we now have advantage of. It's fabulous. If you don't have access to it and want to after the meeting, which you will, connect with me. I can get you your login. I can get you your details as well. So with that said, I want to remind everyone we are recording, and I'll share that recording after our session. So this morning, I want to welcome Ben Salami. Welcome, Ben. And Nadine Forthus. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I believe you can unmute yourselves at this moment. If you can't, let me know.
Thank you so much. I just did. Thanks so much for having us tomorrow. We're super excited to show all of RMA how this fantastic tool can benefit you.
Perfect. Okay. Well, with that said, and Nadine as well, thank you for joining us. The conversation is all for you.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much. And as Tamara said, my name is Nadine Forsyth, and I am the Director of SaaS, Software as a Service, at Bendigi Technologies. And for those of you who don't know, we are the creators of the Canadian Mortgage app and, of course, the Home Center app. And we are very passionate about mortgage technology. And I'm very excited to be here. I can't wait to show you the amazing features that you have already available to you and give you a little tour of some of those features. And then I'm going to rely on Ben to jump in and help me with some of that as well. So quickly, what I'll do is go through the agenda. We'll do an overview of the MCC mobile app, and then Ben will do the pre-qualification tool and give you a little tour of the purchase calculator because of the new December 15 rules. We're very excited to share that update with you. And then I'm going to give you a tour of the refinance analyzer, one of our most powerful tools available in our suite of features. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. I will address them at the end. I'll try not to become distracted and address them immediately. If you have some background noise and you don't need to say anything, I think Tamara already covered this. Well, if you could mute your mic, that would be great. And I will do a Q&A at the end. So who are we? Bendigi Technologies was founded in 2013, and since then we've published 120 different native mobile apps. So we've covered a lot of custom apps for all different brands and all different networks, and of course companies within those networks. But for today, obviously the most important one is the Home Center app. We've also installed our desktop tools on over 1,500 websites across Canada. So after releasing the different versions of the app, we went into developing desktop tools to support you with that feature. We have more than 9,000 licensed mortgage professionals and 14,000 real estate professionals who are using a Bendigi powered tool. So if you've ever used one, it's probably powered by us. What is the base mobile app? This is what's already provided to you thanks to MCC, and it includes cutting-edge technology that provides you with a financial hub that you can give to your clients. It gives them a place to go and do some self-service, but it also empowers you as the broker or agent with a modern marketing tool. This allows you to be able to do things like use it in your networking activities. You can deepen your current relationships, or if you've just met someone, you can let them scan your QR code and they have access to not only your contact information, but an amazing number of tools that can help them with their journey. Every time someone installs your app and creates a profile, you'll receive a notification in the notification center of the app. This is a fantastic feature that helps you to stay on top of your clients. It helps you to know some of your marketing efforts. I've seen amazing things done with the QR code, like mortgage professionals giving it to their real estate partners to put up at their open houses, or even on door knockers or print materials, business cards. This gives you an idea of the return on those marketing materials. Amazing tool for client retention. We don't get mortgages every month or every week, and sometimes not even every year. So by making your services accessible to clients for a long-term period of time, that's still highly personalized and updates every time you make an update. If you add a testimonial or you change your photo, they'll always be up to date. And whenever a client returns, this is a really nifty feature, especially for people who love to stay on top of engaging their clients and communicating with their clients in a timely manner when they're engaged. After 7 days, if a client returns and opens the app, you will receive a notification. And I know we have some data in there where we've seen people coming back as frequently as every 18 months and then for as long of a period as 5 years, which does make sense. It's an amazing lead generation tool for you. Being able to post your app on social media, put it in any of your newsletters, any of your marketing efforts, if you accompany the install my app link, any client that takes advantage of doing a pre-qualification or any of the other forms is going to be submitting to you a lot of detail because the forms are designed to be interactive. So as the client is giving information to get information that's important in their journey, that information is being compiled and sent to you so that you can assess their file, their situation, and determine how you want to reach back out to that client. And of course, whenever you receive a new lead, you will receive another notification in your notification center. Once a client has done a pre-qualification, they will be pre-qualified for the minimum qualification details based on the standard B20 guidelines. It also submits that full lead information to you, and it instantly provides the client with a certificate that is also branded to you. We want to maintain that consistent branding in everything that you're presenting to your clients. So if you, Ben, I just want to double check. Would you like to jump into the pre-qualification tool or shall I go into the refinance analyzer now?
No, well, we're going to be showing the pre-qual tool first. So this slide is really just to cover the existence of the refinance, but which you're going to be showing at the end.
So this is the trailer, the preview. So here's a little teaser about what I'm going to be demonstrating for you today. It's the amazing refinance analyzer. You can use this tool to accurately determine interest savings. You can determine the break-even interest rate, the break-even penalty for your clients. You'll be able to figure out the actual break-even in months, the new payments. This is an incredible tool that you can use to generate one of our award-winning live link reports. And I will show you how that works, but that's a very unique feature that it continues to help you with that ongoing engagement and staying on top of your clients. So I'm very excited to show you about the refinance analyzer. Lastly, but definitely not most leastly, the white glove support that we offer. We are very, very proud of how we are available to the mortgage brokerage community. There's about 25, 30,000 of you out there, and we intend to give everybody the kind of support that they need to make the business and build the business that they dream on. We offer one-on-one onboarding. I offer coffee chats where you can jump into a meeting with me and I'll walk you through a tool, but then not just show you how to use it, but give you a template that you can send out in a newsletter or even post on social media that encourages your clients to install the app. It'll give them reasons to want to stay connected with you. We have in-app support chat, training videos, our help center and FAQs, and I will put a list of these later in the chat that you can click on if you want. We have regular training webinars, weekly open office hours if you're stuck on a question you want to pop in. Marketing assets. We have an entire webpage devoted to giving you mock-ups and taglines that you can use in your marketing efforts. So never hesitate to dig deeper into what we can do to support you, not just with using the app, but with your mortgage business and how you can integrate it into your daily operations. So for those of you who have not yet installed this amazing tool, I encourage you to do that now. Just scan this QR code and you can get going on your journey with using the Home Center app. And that's over to you, Ben.
Thank you so much, Nadine. If you want to just keep this slide for a little bit longer. So as Nadine mentioned, the MCC Home Center app has the ability to be branded to you. So this link here will install the generic MCC app, but once you log in using your MCC credentials, your username and password, you'll instantly get the branded version that is already branded to you, because we've already taken that and added your profile images, your contact information, which you can update at the end. So is there anyone that's having trouble? Well, I think everyone's on mute. I don't think you would be able to answer, but perhaps I can start sharing my screen now. And if since I keep seeing these pop-ups, let me just turn this off. And if you still need the QR code, don't worry, just go on the App Store or Google Play and search for Home Center app, and you'll be able to find it. Right. Okay, so the very first tool we want to talk about, pre-queue. So one of the main questions that home buyers have is very simple. What is the maximum home I can qualify for? What is the biggest house I can buy? What's the maximum purchase price I can actually get? And when they approach a mortgage broker with this question, a lot of mortgage brokers, they get stressed out, because why? Well, there's so much information you need to capture before you can reliably and accurately tell the home buyer what they can qualify for. Now, there's another piece in this mess, is you actually need information about a property. You need to know where it is, what are there condo fees, what are the taxes look like, what kind of property is it, which is so strange because we actually need property details to pre-qualify someone. It doesn't make any sense to a home buyer. How can they even give you a property details before they know what they can afford? So it's a catch-22, and it's very confusing for a lot of consumers and mortgage brokers. Comes to the rescue, pre-queue. This is pre-queue version 1. It's an ultimate tool that a home buyer can use in order to get their maximum purchase price within 60 seconds. So I'm going to show you how this works today. Let's jump over to the pre-qual. All right. So we're not going to cover this today, but when you share your app with a client, and it's of course branded, they'll be able to see exactly this, exactly what I have here on the screen. They'll be able to see your branding, the colors you've chosen. You can also update those. Your testimonials, they can contact you. They can even further share your app with their friends and family. They can read up all about you. They can see your social media. And they can use these fantastic tool for themselves. They could check out the latest rates, which you have configured, so you have full control over this. We're not going to cover all this today, but there's a lot of features on the app that will allow you to customize the way it looks and the way it behaves. Okay, so let's say a client comes in and installs your app. This is exactly what they see, and they want to get pre-qualified. I've already done one here, but I'm going to show you how it actually works. So let me go in here and restart. Okay. So the very first question that they get asked on the app is, where do you want to buy? Because that controls all the expenses that they have to pay, including closing costs. So let's say I want to buy in Toronto, or is there another place you guys want me to use? What about Oakville?
By London.
London? Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right, so at this point, the app has pulled down property tax rates, average condo fees for London. So it knows how to estimate expenses. Are you buying a house or condo? Now, a condo has condo fees, a house doesn't. So a question like that will actually allow the app to estimate what the a more accurate home expense. So let's go condo or strata. And now it's asking if it's an owner occupied or if it's fully rented. So let's say we don't want to rent it out. A quick slider here. What is your down payment? Let's go for 200, 205. It's asking for credit cards and line of credit. So let's say we do have a balance of 5,000 and we don't have a line of credit. Car lease, yes, we do have a car. We're paying $250 a month. Other loans, no. It's looking for your employment status. Why? Because let me show you. If it's employed, it will simply ask the home buyer, what's your gross annual household income? If they're self-employed, it will ask, what's your 2-year average income? And if they don't know where to find it, there's a handy button here that they can tap on, which shows them it's on line 15,000 under NOA. So let's go self-employed, and we show about 125,000 a year. Now, a lot of people don't know their credit score. A lot of people think they know their credit score, but this question here simply allows them to choose whether they know it or they don't. So let's say we don't. At that point, it's going to just simply ask them, how would you rate it? It doesn't pull credit. That would be too intrusive and way too expensive as a prequel. So we let them choose here what their credit score will be. Okay, so before I hit calculate my home price, I want to show you something else. So I did mention that this is what the home buyer sees. I want to show you what the mortgage broker sees. So this would be you. Okay, so I'm going to open up the MCC app. Let's go here. So this is the difference between the home buyers and your version. Of course, your version has additional features that home buyers don't have access to. But in terms of look, yours shows an admin button in the top left corner. Make sure there's an admin button in the top left corner because that's the version that you've logged in using your MCC credentials, which means you can manage it and you can also receive notifications, which I'm going to do right now. So all right, so let's go calculate my home price and see what happens. There's the anticipation. Awesome. So here's the prequel push notification that was sent to the mortgage broker. And on the left side, the client has completed it. So they get to see 738, and they can further play around with some of the details that it produced. And on your end, on the mortgage broker side, which is on the right side, you get a notification, which I missed, but you have a notification tab here where you can see all your previous notifications. So this is the current one right on top from Mona. You can see all the details that Mona entered in. And now I'm getting everything else too because I turned off focus mode here. All right. So here's all the details that Mona entered in, including her contact information. So here's her email. You can make a phone call right away by just tapping on this, which is a good idea. Something you should do when a customer gets pre-qualified. You should call them right away, let them know that you've received it, and if you can improve that or ask them to even apply for with you, which they have access to as well right here. So let's go down here and see what else is. So you can see all the details that Mona has received and all the details that she has entered in. It's all here for you. So all those details are being submitted instantly. It's a great lead generator because all you have to do is really market the app and allow people to get pre-qualified with you.
And there is one question that's come in the chat.
Awesome.
The testimonial feature. How do you unlock it? How do you get the testimonials showing?
Great question. So we started adding testimonials about middle of last year, and we let agents add their own testimonials. So under admin, you can open up, this is your admin console. This is where you add in and customize things. You can add your testimonials under my testimonials right here. And it's very simple. You just add testimonial, you set your client's name, the rating, and what they wrote about you. You can copy them from your Google reviews and you simply paste them in there. Hope that answers.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So let's complete with the prequel here. So the customer has two choices here. They can either finish or they can apply with you, which will take them to your apply link. This is another piece that you can customize using the MCC intranet. You can customize where your clients go to. So here's where I have it customized. Let's see. Takes them to Velocity for my full mortgage application. Okay. Or you can just say finish, which at that point generates a nice certificate of pre-qual and emails all parties. All right, so that's the pre-qual. Is there any questions specifically?
There are two questions. I don't know if they're specifically. Sisha is asking if they are both employed and self-employed. Can you add that?
Co-applicants? Oh, okay, I see. The pre-qual doesn't support co-applicants. So if there's two parties involved, one is self-employed, one isn't. That's a bit of a limitation for the pre-qual. It's meant to generate a quick lead, so we didn't go too deep into it. But
Makes sense.
That's a great point.
And I'm going. The secondary question was, does it include or calculate rental income? So I'm gonna. Does it do the rental, or is it just, again, it's that simple, gets you their foot in the door and you can connect with them and go further?
Right. It does do a basic subject rental. It does do a basic offset and add back, but it doesn't handle non-subject properties, not in version 1 at least.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Those are the only. Oh, something else popped in. Can we send the client information directly to the Filogix or Velocity?
Again, no, it doesn't go directly because it's a pre-qual. You don't want to create a deal with that yet until you have gone through it and made sure that this is all accurate information.
Okay. Another popped up question. Does it ask for net income for BFS?
Before PFS or
Sorry,
before
does
BFS?
It ask for net income for BFS?
It asks for gross 2-year average for BFS.
Okay.
2-year gross. Is that this is what we learned was required. Someone's asking for net now. Is that a new requirement?
Maybe because it's business for self, it's a little bit different.
Right.
We usually use net. Jeannie, if you want, you can unmute yourself and chat with Ben in regards to your question to get a little bit more clarity on it. Okay, I think they're chatting amongst themselves, so
I will follow up on that. It's so when we designed it, it was 2-year average gross. It was 2-year average income, really.
Right.
I just unmuted myself. I think I can add to that because I think the confusion is the question and the way it's being perceived. So on line 15,000 or what used to be line 150 of the notice of assessment will include all net income for a self-employed person. The gross income shows up on line 135. So the answer is net in the case of a business for self person, because we use numbers for employees and net numbers for self-employed people.
Perfect. So
that help?
Oh yes. No,
okay.
No, this is good. I will look into updating the text. And I just want to go run briefly through it and see what we actually said. So if we are not too far off. But I have another feature. Well, there are two more features we'd like to show.
For sure. And we'll get back to you in regards to the business for self. We'll get some details and I'll connect to everyone with that question, if that works, Ben.
So what we've added actually on the prequel, I'm just looking at it, says, what is your 2-year average income before taxes? Does that work?
Well, I understand that. Again, it's in perception, because the before tax income for a employee is not the income, is the income on line 101.
For employee, yes.
The net income is on line 150 or 15,000, whatever the number is now. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You can always connect with your client directly and get the specific details. Again, like this is just to get them to fill it out, to play around with it. It sends you a notification. Then you can reach out and specifically get the exact details you're required for their specific deal.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Let's go through, because we don't have much time. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So I'd like to cover one feature or one calculator, the purchase calculator, which has been really, it has been the first ever calculator that was ever created on the app about 13 years ago. And to this date, is one of the more comprehensive tools that we have. So this is how it looked back in 2013. You can see it's an iPhone 3GS and or iPhone 3 actually, quite small, but this is it. This was the entire app. There wasn't anything else to it. So I like to revisit this tool, and it's called the purchase calculator. So let's start it up here. Now, I did mention there are cards on this app, so you can use any of these tools that you see. The one we're going to use today is the purchase calculator. If you ever want to edit the list of tools, you can just go all the way to the bottom and edit your dashboard. So you can choose what tools you want visible in what order. Okay, purchase calculator. What's the point of the purchase calculator? Well, the main thing about the purchase calculator is the total monthly cost, is to come up with the total monthly cost. That's the primary focus of it. Of course, it does a lot more than that, but this is generally what home buyers will use it. They want to know, what is my total cost per month? I just want to know that. Give me that. And it includes more than just mortgages. It includes your mortgage payments, your property taxes, your heat, your other expenses, and everything else that you have going. And that's your total monthly cost. Everything affects total monthly cost. Everything. Purchase price, down payment, whether it's insured, uninsured, the loan amount itself, the loan type, if it's interest only, the payment frequencies, everything that we have here on this tool affects the total monthly cost. So it's super important for home buyers. So let's start with some basics of the app. How do you change things? Well, simply tap on the number. If you see a number and you want to change it, tap on it. And you can just type it in. Let's do 800,000. And you can use the done button right here on the keyboard. On Android, the done button would be at the bottom, or it would be a different input actually. There's something else that you should know. There's a slider at the bottom, and you can use that slider to quickly run numbers. You can use it to change the purchase price. Okay. So bear that in mind. And to activate the slider, you can tap on the left side of the row if it's not a button. Like, for example, rate, I'll tap on this side. And now I can slide over the rate. Okay. Some of the basics of the app, but it's good to know. Next, we have the down payment. So there are a couple of options you can enter a down payment. You can put in an actual amount, like let's say $100,000. In that case, it will calculate the percentage for you. But let's say some clients say, you know what, I want to put 10%. In that case, you can put 10%. You can switch between the different inputs. And now since I put 10%, when I change the purchase price, it will respect the 10% and calculate the actual amount for me. What was that for me?
No, sorry about that. I'm not sure what that was.
If you want to calculate the minimum down payment according to the 5% for the first 500 and 10%, actually this should be 1 million. Then you can just tap this calculate minimum right here. Boom. And it will automatically calculate the minimum down payment for the client. Now with the new rules, December 15th, previously the minimum down payment would be, let's say for a $1,400, a $1.4 million property, it would be 20%. But if you were to fast forward using this menu bar right on top to the December 15 rules, you will see now the minimum down payment is no longer 20%. It's now actually 5% of the first 500 and 10% up until and including 1.4999. So now it becomes a little bit less. Let's see, if I hit 149,999, I will get the maximum amount would be $125,000. If I just go over a cent, it would be back to $300,000, and that's the fund the government likes to put on us on developing these tools, especially if it's 1.499999 cents. All right, let's go further. There's a cool down payment educator on this. So a lot of times people don't know what to put in. So they just put in, okay, let me just pay 10%. There's a down payment educator that pops up and gives them ideas. It explains the rules. Not only just explains the rules, because everyone can do that, but it also intelligently suggests two solutions at all time. So in this case, this is too low. What would you like to do? Well, you can increase to the required 20%, or you can keep the 10% that you put in and just simply decrease the purchase price to 9,999. So it does that for you. It gives you two solutions. It does not allow you to get to a point where things are just off. So in this case, let's increase to 20%. Now, the other thing that the new rules have is the ability for first-time homebuyers to get a 30-year insured mortgage. Okay, so to turn that on, we obviously have this on, but you also need to be a first-time homebuyer. Okay, so now I can go for a 30-year and I can purchase a $1.4 million. It's a 30-year and zero, actually, as a matter of fact. Can't go higher than that. Now it becomes an insured mortgage with the insurance premiums calculated for you right here. If I turn off the first-time home buyer, guess what? They don't apply for the 30-year anymore, and it's going to jump to 20%, and it's going to be uninsured. So all the rules are baked in. You can simply turn on a few things and see whether it's insured or uninsured. So in this case here, if it was an insurable deal, so basically 25 years, and we're going to go $900,000, and we're going to put 20% or more. So now you can see the app says it's an insurable deal. So it can go both ways. You can actually call CMAC and get insurance for this client. Is it CMAC you call, or is it the bank? Well, it's probably the bank. You request for it to be insured. Now, on the app, you can simply tap on this button, add mortgage insurance, and the insurable becomes insured. It also supports other things if you ever need to. So tap on the premium, the insurance premium, you'll see a menu. So here we decided that the insurable becomes insured, and turn it off, the new rules. But further to that, you can change the insurance provider from, let's say, CMAC with the premiums here to Sagan for business for sale. So now different premiums are being used to calculate the mortgage insurance. In CMAC's version, you can also do a flex down, which adds another 0.5% to the premiums. So this was all under this little button here, the insurable button.
Okay, just quickly on that change for the 15th before you move on.
Sure.
It's an option right now. As of the 15th, it will just be standard, or do you still have to toggle it after the 15th?
No, it will be standard. Yeah.
Okay.
We were looking for a way to continue to offer the restrictions that we have on the app, like not allow people to mess things up. At the same time, we wanted to support future rules. So this was the ideal way you can simply enable it, and it will follow all the rules that will be going into effect. On December 15th, this toggle will just disappear.
Perfect. That's great. Thanks.
Okay, rates are quite complex, but here we are. So you got a 4.2 5-year fixed. Easy. You can simply change it. Just tap on it, change it to whatever you like, 4.15. And it will calculate the mortgage payments for you right away, and it will add it to the total monthly cost. Now, if you want to customize it, at the bottom of that, you can see that it says 5-year fixed. So it's a blue, means you can tap on it. Here's where you can make all the cool changes. You can change the rate type. This is only for display purposes. You can change the term. You can even add a custom term, let's say 23 months. This will show in the report. So you can actually, let me go back to it. Let's set it to a 5-year fixed. You can change here whether if it's an interest-only payment or a regular mortgage. You can actually see my total monthly cost changing. And of course, compounding. You have all possible compoundings here that you can change: daily, weekly, bi-weekly, semi-annual. And next to it, you also see the effective interest rate. This is not APR. This is the effective interest rate of this. Take into account compound. So a 4.15 has an effective interest rate of 4.19 when it's semi-annual compounded. And 4.15, it's annual, of course. All right. Let's keep it as semi-annual, fixed. And if you want to go and look for rates, guess what? There's a find a rate button right next to it. Now you can go in here and browse through the various rates. And you have these rate filters. You can choose whether it's a refinance, if it's fixed, or for some reason, I think my app has it sorting in the wrong way. Yeah, let's go for a 5-year. So these rates are being synced with Discovery, which is a feature by Newton twice a day, and lenders are in charge of controlling them. So if you ever see something off slightly, let us know, and we'll be able to advise Newton on which they will ask the lender to update. But let's say we want to pick a rate, so just tap on it, and it will use it in the calculations. Next, we get to the amortization table. So this has always been a fun one. Before we go here, I want to show you this cool control, this 5-year, this 25-year 0 months amortization control. You can type in months, which is super awesome. You can do 25 years and no, let's go 23 years and 9 months. Not a lot of tools allow you to put in months. You can actually say, I want 300 months. Oh, 300. Oh, sorry, 300 months. Yes, that's what I meant to say. 0 years, 300 months. And it will automatically convert that to the years. So 0, let's do 246 months. Let's see what that 20 years and 6 months. And the amortization table, super awesome. Let's see. So it will give you a breakdown on an annual basis. It will basically summarize it per year. You can see the balance remaining, the interest paid during that year, and the annual principal paid during that year. If you want more details, you just simply tap on it. So let's say I want to go into 5 years. It will tell you what you paid, total paid this year, but also a running total from the first year. Total paid to date. Total principal paid to date. And you can do this on any year. If you want to be fancy, you can just swipe over and look at the actual payments. So this is year 1, year 2, year 3, and so on and so forth, as well as more details as you open up the actual bill. Here you can see the breakdown too. For the actual payment, you can see the interest and the principal paid, and the balance remain. And you can even swipe further, and now you get this beautiful graph that you can educate your clients on. So as the principal amount lowers and your interest, you can see the red is your interest. Sort of slows down, and your principal paid, which is the green line, keeps increasing. So that curvature is what's really interesting about this graph. All right.
That's great, Ben. That's really interesting. There's some great information in regards to that. I just wanted to remind, we only have about 10 minutes left in the session.
Wow. Time flew. There's a whole refinance analyzer. So maybe, Nadine, do you think 10 minutes is sufficient for you?
Well, I can do it, I think. I can.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll try not to go too fast, but try to fit it in. So, all right. Let me just. I'm going to pull up my screens here.
We actually did a demo on these tools, and it took us 52 weeks to complete them. 1 year. We have we have about 70 videos created just on the tools, on all the bells and whistles of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So you should be seeing my phone and my my app and a scenario here for a lady named Josie. So this is a scenario that was fabricated based on many people coming to us and talking about the importance of the refinance at the end of this year, specifically because rates are dropping and because anybody who did get their mortgage in the latter half of 2023 probably has an interest rate in and around 6% or over, even after the discount. So this is a hot topic, and I wanted to run through, we'll call it a combination of many scenarios that have been brought that I've helped people with, and I think is worth sharing with all of you so you can learn how to maximize the use of the refinance analyzer. And maybe even when you're done, go and pull out some files and do a mortgage checkup. So we're going to start with Josie's mortgage checkup because we have not yet reached out, but we know that this is her interest rate based on the time period and historically in our CRM. So I'm going to go to the Start New button, which is right here. Anytime you want to start a new scenario, you can choose that option. Sorry, I'm going to do it on the refinance analyzer, not the pre-qualification tool. The refinance analyzer is a great way for you to save time and also create a report that isn't just supporting your brand, but is super comprehensive for your client on a topic which is typically a little bit intimidating, right? They hear words like penalty and it makes everybody feel not so great about the idea. And I want to show how we can get around that using the amazing report and this amazing tool. So let's start. The first thing we need to enter is the current value of the home, which is $850,000. We're going to take a look at the current mortgage balance, which is $415,266. And what is your current mortgage rate? So 5 years or a year ago, Josie got in at 5.86 on a 5-year fixed. The lender is Scotia. And her current mortgage payment is $2671.51. And then we also need to add when the mortgage is up for renewal. So in this case, we're going to go with today, 2028, October 8th, 2028. We can switch to months and see that there's 48 months remaining in the term. I'm not going to add any debts because we haven't spoken to Josie. We're doing a quick mortgage checkup on her file. We can reach out and I'll add those later for fun. What is the approximate prepayment penalty? Well, it's not approximate. I did go to Scotiabank's website and calculated the penalty, and it is $8,638. And the new mortgage rate will be, well, let's take a look. What can we find here for a fixed? 4.49 is the lowest I'm finding. Let's go with that one. So do we want to take out any additional equity? Not just yet. I want to see what the total savings in interest will be if we're just looking at the interest portion of this, for the mortgage interest portion, I should say. I'm going to name the scenario. And when I name this, it's also naming the report. So when you send it to the client, it'll have their name on it. And give it a nice color. Right off the bat, we're seeing $11,461 in savings. So that is the savings after we've recovered the cost of the penalty or the cost of the refinance. So we put the penalty fee in at $8,638 and we still break even at the 21-month mark with $11,461 in savings. We have saved $274 a month and we have paid off we're keeping the same amortization for now. Maybe we want to pay it off sooner, or maybe we want to extend it and have more monthly savings. These are all options that you can do. For now, we're going to keep it at 24 months. Now, great. We haven't quite spoken to Josie yet. Let's reach out and see what she has to say. What if, which is probably often the case, Josie wants to consolidate some debts, or she wants to lower the payment even further, or pay off even sooner, or take out equity. These are all features that we can work with the app to determine if this is possible for her. First thing I want to show you, though, is this amazing graph down here. You take a look and we back this up. You can see here's the point of the very first month of the refinance. So you can see clearly that the cost of the penalty is working out to zero savings. But as we travel along the remainder of the term of the mortgage, we hit month 21 and boom, the savings start. If you want to dig even deeper, you can tap here on the savings schedule and see the exact day and how much savings your client's going to find from this refinance. And then, of course, as we continue on through to the remainder of the term, we have the $11,461 in savings, in interest savings. Now, if we do want to look at consolidating debt, you can see down here, there's an edit button in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to select edit. And you can see there's 4 categories that can be edited: the current mortgage, the debts, the fees, and the new mortgage. You can tap on each of these and start editing that particular aspect of the scenario. I'm going to start with debts and see if we want to consolidate some of these debts. I'm going to start with the car loan, and I'll try to go a little bit faster. And she's paying this one off actually bi-weekly. So, and it's $500 every other week. We've also got a Visa. Balance is $10,000, 19.99, and interest only. Easy to select, interest only button there. Whoops. And lastly, we've got a personal loan, $5,000, and the rate is 8.59. And this one we're paying monthly. So again, you can select the option there and enter the amount, and there we have it. So we've now consolidated some debts. Interesting that the total savings did go up. However, this is where you can use the deconsolidate or consolidate option to determine if we're paying off the correct debts or the correct amounts. So for example, you can easily tap to deconsolidate or consolidate. I'm going to deconsolidate the BMW and see what happens. It actually increased, if you noticed, Josie's savings from 15,327 to 18,055. And that's because you can see here, it was paid off in 3 years and 9 months, which is less than the term. So that's a debt that we probably want to leave in place for Josie's scenario. The other thing that we wanted to make sure is that we're still lowering the payments, and we are, by $456 a month. Now, what if we want to take that lower amount and apply it to the new mortgage and see if we can save on some amortization as well? So I'm going to go to the new mortgage and scroll down, and there's an option down here for keep payments same. So we've added that additional payment, and we've now paid off the mortgage by 5 years and 10 months sooner. However, what if she wants to take out some equity? So down here, I'm going to take out 10,000 in equity, and you can see the available equity right here. So we're still saving in interest, $18,131. We've we've kept the payment the same, and we've paid off 5 years and 2 months sooner. Does anybody have any questions about this?
Nothing's popped up in the chat. That looks amazing, though.
Awesome. It is amazing. So there you are. So you're a hero. We have helped Josie with 4.49 interest. We consolidated about $15,000 worth of debt. We recovered the $8,000 penalty, and we saved $17,000 plus in interest over the remainder of the term. We were easily able to assess which debts to consolidate and to achieve the highest interest savings. And we paid off the mortgage 5 years sooner while taking out $10,000 in equity. Is there anything I can dig a little deeper in for you on this?
There was one question. This is a mortgage app for your phone. Is it available for desktop?
That is an excellent question, and I can't make any promises on the dev team's behalf, so I'll leave that to Ben, but I think there's something coming.
That's excellent.
We're very close. We're very close to betaing it. So they've been working extremely hard on it, and I don't want to give a timeline, but yes, it will be available in desktop.
Perfect.
That is correct.
Well, that's the end of our session, and I want to be mindful of both of your time because we truly appreciate you both taking out this hour for us and going over this incredible tool that we have available.
Amazing. Yes. And I also just want to let you know that if anybody needs to reach out, again, in the app, there's a chat. You can reach out to support. You can always find, I can give my information so people can book a meeting with me if they have any further questions. I have that right here. It's our main goal is to be here to help every Canadian mortgage professional achieve the business success that they dream of. So please reach out. Let us help. If there's anything we can do, we're here.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Ben, Nadine, thank you very much for that. It's fantastic. Just letting everybody know that we will be sending out an email along with your username for everybody that hasn't logged into the My Mortgage Center intranet. So you can have an opportunity to take a look at this. And also you can personalize with your picture and the RMA logo and all that kind of stuff. So the actual app will look exactly like it's coming from you under your own brand. So that stuff will be going out shortly. So thanks very much, guys.
Thank you, Ron.
Okay.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Nadine. Have a great day.
Great to meet
Thank
you
you.
all. See you again
Take
soon.
care.